Hey guys, I'm Dana, one of your hosts for tonight, and I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about why Young Living, why our family chose Young Living, and why we think you'll be very happy if you choose Young Living. Let's see, about 4 years ago, my husband and I had a little boy, and he was born with special needs, and it was a big surprise. We had no idea, so I was kind of in a research frenzy, trying to see how to support his body and what kinds of therapies would he be needing. And I found a program that would help reorganize his brain and help him be able to function very typically. So the first time we met with the therapist, she said that she wanted us to explore essential oils to support his body systems. And it was interesting for her to say that, because I had been hearing about essential oils but overwhelmed by them and thinking, oh, I can't, it's too much to learn. Well, once I held that baby in my arms, I knew that he was worth it, and I could spend some time learning which oils support which body system. So we did, and that lady recommended Young Living because of their quality and testing standards and just their the purity of their oil. So we started using Young Living, and it wasn't only after that I realized, oh, there was a lot of other companies, and I've just been thankful that the Lord put Young Living in our path, and being the largest essential oil company, the one that's been around the longest and the one that has the most oils. But the thing over time with Young Living that has made me most proud is their farms. They have farms in many countries and in the western part of the U.S. that you can, as a member, that you can go to, and you can see the plants growing and can see the oils being distilled. And I've gotten the opportunity to go to the Idaho St. Mary's farm and the Mona farm in Utah, and just to be able to walk around and see, talk to the staff members, talk to the farmers. It's crazy. It's so wild. And if you think you love your oils before a farm visit, just wait till you see and smell them being distilled and grown. At one of my farm visits, I got to hear Gary actually walked up and started talking. One of the Young Living farm people was explaining distillation to us, and then she stepped to the side, and here came Gary, so we got to hear it right from him. And it was exciting. And he says distillation is what separates essential oils from Young Living essential oils. And he went on to explain the process, and then we got to watch it and smell it. Oh, so good. I will never forget smelling clary sage being distilled at the Mona farm. It was so fascinating at the St. Mary's farm to get to hear the farmer talking with such passion, and how Young Living makes great strides to be such a good steward of the earth and use all the resources well. They make sure that their farmland is pure without pesticides for many, many years, if ever touched. But if they buy farmland, then they want they have a certain number of years that it has to be not touched by pesticides before they will even consider using the soil. Rigorous testing, and no pesticides on the crops, because that would be affecting your oil that you buy. So just know that when you're buying Young Living, you're buying the best and the purest. We were fascinated to know where they get the water at the farms to water the plants, making sure that was not having lots of chlorine and fluoride, pure spring water. And then using organic chicken poop and fish poop as fertilizer. And then Young Living has, they only produce or only sell the purest of purest oils, and they go through many testing. And Young Living, Gary has decided that he'd rather an oil go out of stock and not be available to his company than to sell an inferior oil. So he the oils that, if they don't meet a standard, or something from their growing season affected the quality of the oil, and it's not as what meets Young Living standards, then they use that for pesticide on the plants. So everything is pure, and it's just fascinating. And I hope that if any of you live near a farm, or if you ever get a chance to go, that you will visit the farms, because I think they are what sets Young Living apart, from their distillation to their growing processes to just all of their standards, to give you only the best. All right,